Hello again, everyone. Don Singletary on the Micro Eminis Day Trading channel. And today we're going to talk about the MACD, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence Trade Signal Indicator, and how you can use it to pick some winners. I want to make a note here. First of all, if you notice, I always use the same setup. And the reason for that is quite simple. It's very difficult to learn a seemingly complicated thing if every time your instructor shows you something different that you're trying to figure out on the screen. So I keep it really simple here on the channel because I really want to help you learn how to make some money. So I use three things regularly, and you'll see them every time in most of the videos that I put up. I'm using candlesticks, I'm using the MACD, and I'm using 5-minute time increments. The 1, 2, 3. Those are the three things that keep it the same every time you come back to learn more. Now, let's get started. If you're totally new to this type of trading, I thought I would put this screen up. It never dawned on me to do it before. I just clicked the open button for my Tastyworks software showing me candlesticks, MACD, the volume in 5-minute increments, and it only takes 15 to 20 seconds from the time you click the button to voila, now you're ready to trade. Okay, now let's take a closer look and begin delving into how the MACD works. Convergence, of course, means when things come together, and divergence when they go apart. And we're talking about the red and green lines here in the bottom pane for the MACD indicator. Another important thing about this chart is the scale over on the right. You see the zero line. Now, as long as both the lines, the red and the green, are above the zero line, we have a more or less bullish or positive momentum indicator. Now, the degree of the momentum depends on the distance between the lines, which is also reflected in the solid green vertical lines that extend up and down from the zero line. Now, as time goes on and you gain more experience, you're learning new terms now, so it may seem a bit complicated. But your eyes will train you if you practice and practice trade and you watch the relationships between the red and green lines and the difference line, which is the vertical green lines going up and down from the zero line. One other point here before I leave the MACD and the indicators, look at the scale on the right. When both the lines are above the zero, as I said a moment ago, the market may be in a state of decreasing momentum, but it's becoming less positive, but both the lines are still above the zero line, which means, given everything together, it's still more bullish than bearish at this particular time. Now you can see for almost the entire day, both the red and green lines, except for just a few moments around 11 a.m., they were both above the zero line. Now, rule of thumb, there are exceptions, of course, but general rule of thumb, whenever both the green and red lines are above the zero line, don't sell anything. Conversely, if they're both below the zero line, don't buy anything. That's just a rule of thumb to help you learn how to use the MACD. If you're going to jump in the river, do not swim against the current. Thus the saying, the trend is your friend. Now we'll take all the markings off of our chart. This is the same day chart here. We see the market opens at about 9:30 in the morning, and the green line is over the red line, and they are both at the same time above the zero line. This is definitely a buy signal. It looks like we're getting in at about 88.80 on the price. Now, as time goes along here, and you tick through some time, and the trade seems to be going pretty well up until about 10:40, and you can see the convergence at 10:40 of the green line and the red line, and also you can see the candlestick charts are showing the prices down. So we decide to exit this trade, and as you can see from the chart up there, it's going to be just about break even, in at 88.80 and out at around 88.80, give or take a point or two. Now, that's what happens to an hour of your time, and that's going to happen sometimes. You have to be patient and wait for other things. Now, this market doesn't give another buy signal until, after 11:30, around 11:45, when we get a buy signal, it's going to be at about 88.87. Why? The green line over the red line, and they're both over the zero line. And this is definitely a buy signal for your MACD. But what happens is an hour almost goes by from 11:45 to 12:40, And we see the markets going nowhere fast, and we see the convergence there right under the sell button, where the green line again is converging with the red line. So we get out of a trade at 89.35. So 88.87 to 89.35, that's 35 plus 13. That's a gain of 48 points, which at $2 a point is $96. Not a bad trade at all. I'm going to be doing more videos exactly like this, where we take an entire trading day and take it apart and look at the indicators and watch the candlestick and the prices go up and down, and you learn how to read the indicators. The more you practice with this, the clearer your brain is going to be on making decisions, and there's no way around it. Without practicing this, and hopefully you're using play money at first instead of risking your hard-earned capital. And we had a great trade between 9:30 and 10:40 on this chart. It wasn't great in terms of profit, but it was a great lesson. And the number one rule is capital preservation. See, we got in and out of that trade, and we might have made or lost $2 or $3 or $4 or something, a negligible amount, which for a losing trade, that's a real success to keep your losses down to a minimum or even non-existent. Sometimes if you see the markets going nowhere, you can just get out of a trade and wait till you get a better or a stronger signal using your MACD and your candlesticks. And the trade from 11:45 to 12:40 was terrific because we had enough volatility in the market to be able, I don't think this trade had a drawdown from the time we went into it until the time we got out. And that's doesn't always happen. It's just good luck when it does. So that's a look at the day's trading. Now, if you'd like to see more like this, click the like button down there, or you can leave a comment or a question or a suggestion about what you'd like to see in future videos. Also, if you're new to this type trading, look for the playlist link down below, and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And you see that subscription square down there in the lower right of your corner. This is Don Singletary, and I hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.